Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, let's take a detailed look at the 2013 BMW Alpina B7 long wheelbase. And this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the B7. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip and go over the performance data, and show you a bunch of the unique aspects of the interior as well as exterior. And before we begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Hendrick BMW, located in Charlotte, North Carolina, for allowing me to come out and film the very unique 2013 BMW Alpina B7 long wheelbase. And so, without further ado, let's go and start her up, let her run. Now, just as a typical 7 Series, the B7 also comes standard with an integrated smart key access system. All you have to do is keep the key fob in your pocket and you're able to lock and unlock the vehicle. To lock it, just touch the grid pattern on all 4 of the door handles. One beep indicates locking, then after waiting a second, just touch the sensor behind the handle and it automatically unlocks the vehicle. Also, if you fail to close it all the way, it'll automatically shut via a suction mechanism. What's also pretty neat about the 7 Series in general is that the vehicle doesn't have traditional door hinges. Most of them have like a catch here, here, and here, but these have some sort of internal magnet that actually holds it at any position that you want. Makes it a lot easier for getting out in tight parking spaces. And you can see it kind of holds it. The exterior color is known as black sapphire metallic, featuring a very unique full black Nappa leather interior and unique wood accenting. The vehicle also does come standard with remote push button ignition. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake, hit the dash mounted button to start. Beautiful sound. The Alpina features speed proportional rack and pinion power steering and a very unique, full, very soft leather-wrapped steering wheel with contrast green stitching located down below and contrast blue stitching coming up the top of the wheel, 3-spoke design with a little bit of satin silver accenting. Nicely finished off with the Alpina moniker located front and center. The transmission is an 8-speed ZF electronically controlled automatic gearbox with this unique controller in the middle. To activate, just hit unlock, pull it down to drive. For reverse, hit unlock again, push it all the way up, and that'll bring up your integrated backup camera with guidance lines that automatically adjust as you turn the wheel. And depending on if you're in reverse or drive, if you don't hit the unlock button and bring it down, you can bring it right down to neutral. To activate manual shiftability, click it on over while in the drive, and you can shift it by the plus and minus mechanism on the shifter here, or by the Alpina signature trademark steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, all wrapped in leather. Nice touch of quality. Just hit park, hit the P on top. All beautifully accented by dark tinted chrome, leather, and aluminum amongst the wood housing. And so we're going to flip on the automatic LED headlamps, fog lamps, as well as the hazards. Naturally, all 4 windows are fully automatic. And we're going to check out the exterior, shall we? The interior will also chime a couple times, letting you know it's lost detection of the proximity key fob. Last year, for 2013, the BMW 7 Series lineup received a tasteful mid-cycle refresh that tweaked everything from exterior styling to interior electronics and engine performance. In addition, the famed Alpina B7 also returns, not only with updated styling, but even more power and refinement. Alpina, for those of you who don't know, is a German-based automotive tuner and manufacturer responsible for thorough warmovers of many BMW vehicles, including the 3, 5, 6, and 7 series. Alpina's involvement with BMW products goes back many years, but it wasn't until 2010 that they officially partnered with BMW in producing their unique cars. Currently, the only US offering is the 7 Series, otherwise known as the Alpina B7. Originally introduced back in 2007 as a supercharged variant of the standard 745i, the new B7 is based on the current generation's 750i short and long wheelbase versions. Unlike the subtly styled 750 or even the top dog 760Li V12, the Alpina features many distinctive styling cues that give it the hint that it is in fact a special car. In addition, the new 7 Series styling refresh becomes more elegant and stately. LED headlamps and LED fog lamps are available, while M Sport models feature standard xenons. The kidney grills are more upright, with less vertical slats for a wider appearance, while the lower front intakes have also been restyled with the addition of subtle chrome accents. The side profile is largely unchanged, with minute changes in the roofline for all long wheelbase models that give it an increase in rear headroom. The Alpina departs in a unique and functional way that make it unmistakable as any other model. The body modifications were designed to increase more efficient cooling to both the engine and brakes. For example, the unique front clip is lower than the standard car, and it's been designed in a way that larger intake ports redirect air to both the transmission and engine oil coolers, in addition to siphoning off some air for the brakes. In addition, both the front splitter and unique Alpina rear diffuser help improve aerodynamics and reduce lift by 30% in front and 57% in the rear. In addition, a deck lid spoiler and signature Alpina classic wheels sum up the visual distinctions, aside from specific Alpina colors that can be custom ordered at your desire. The B7 is made to compete with the likes of the Mercedes S63 and Audi S8. In a way, it can be thought of what an M7 might be like if it existed. Alpina cars are unique as they put more of an emphasis on refined performance and luxury rather than raw track performance. What is currently the fastest 7 Series ever, it also has a notable improvement in ride quality and suspension adaptation that give it more capability at higher limits than the standard car. But before we talk about that, let's go ahead and go over the engine. I'm going to pop the hood. The B7 features a twin-turbocharged, all-aluminum 4.4-liter, dual-overhead cam, 32-valve, direct-injected V8 that now features BMW's Valvetronic variable valve timing. While that may sound familiar to the standard car, the Alpina receives a host of upgrades to really take it up a notch. Starting with upgraded engine management software, the B7 features larger 44mm Garrett turbos, 2mm greater in diameter than the standard, as well as 35% larger intercoolers. There's also the transmission and oil coolers, as I mentioned earlier, in addition to an extra radiator. In addition, there's also high-performance pistons and beefed-up cylinder heads. The B7 also receives a standard auto start-stop feature for a modest improvement in fuel economy, but more on that later. The new B7 produces 540 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 538 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM. So as far as a few comparisons, compared to last year's model, it's 40 more horsepower and 22 pound-feet more torque, and compared to the standard 750, it's nearly 100 more horsepower and 60 pound-feet more torque. The B7 also bests the 760Li by 5 horsepower, but the V12 still retains better torque. This translates to 0 to 60 times of 4.3 seconds and quarter-mile times of 12.4 seconds at 113.6 miles per hour. Top speed is drag limited to 194 miles an hour, up from 175 of the previous model. As far as fuel economy, with a 21.1 gallon tank and required premium fuel, expect a miles per gallon rating between 14 city and 22 on the highway. The Alpina comes standard with a unique set of asymmetric 20-spoke painted classic Alpina aluminum alloys measuring 21 by 8.5 inches in front and wrapped in high-performance Michelin Pilot Sport 245/35 tires with 21 by 10 inch wheels in the rear and two 85/30 tires. Brakes consist of one piece of ventilated cast iron discs at each corner and measure 14.7 inches in front and 14.6 inches in the rear with single piston sliding calipers at each corner as well. All in all, a well-balanced setup that could bring the large sedan to a stop from 60 miles an hour in as little as 104 feet. Quite impressive. The suspension is fully independent with double wishbones in front and a multi-link rear, and helping aid to handling are driver-adjustable 3-mode adaptive dampers. They also tweak the suspension a bit. The B7 rides 0.6 inches lower to the ground with stiffer springs on all 4 corners. The tires are not run flats and therefore have softer sidewalls, enhancing the cornering and ride quality. Even the steering is being recalibrated to be lighter in control efficiency and heavier in Sport Plus mode than the standard 750. Overall length is 200.2 inches with a width of 74.9 inches and a height of 58.4 inches. Total curb weight, depending on how equipped and whether all-wheel drive is on it or not, is around 4,700 pounds. The interior of the Alpina, just like any other 7 Series, is bathed in fine craftsmanship and hand-built quality. With unique woods, optional leathers, and special touches, the B7's interior isn't radically different, but thoroughly enhanced over the standard 750. The door panels are wrapped in soft, supple leather with padded material as you go towards the bottom. Satin chrome trim accents the top as well as the door handle, trailing across the wood veneer, which also embeds the grip handle. Your Bang & Olufsen aluminum speaker grills look nice and machined and well fit in with the modern theme. And all of your electric switches, including your rear sunshade and power folding mirrors, are located on the door. Not to mention 3-position lumbar, as well as active massage. This B7 also features BMW's multi-contour sport leather bucket seats with adjustable headrests and a good amount of comfort and lateral support. Not to mention electric thigh adjustment. All of your power seat controls and lumbar settings are located down below here. This first switch is for the power leg extension, while you have your standard tilt, height, recline, as well as separate adjustment for your upper back. Back here is the side bolstering to either bring it in or bring it out, depending on your body contour, to hug you in for the best lateral grip. And then your 4-way power lumbar adjustment. Features a nice attention to detail, and they're heated and ventilated. Side curtain airbags built into the seat bolsters as well as up in the pillars for all the way around protection. The headrest padding on the outside could be manually adjusted to cradle your head and making long journeys even more comfortable. The seat belts as well as the headrests themselves are adjustable for height. Aluminum B7 illuminated door sill plaques. Not to mention a full power tilt telescoping heated steering wheel. Storage compartment located on the bottom left below the steering column, as well as all of the controls for your driver assistance functions, which we'll talk about later in the video. The dash is also wrapped out of leather as it trails up the pillars with an Alcantara headliner. So let's go ahead and see if she sounds. I'm going to shut her up. Nice soft thud. Now the B7 comes with one of the finest audio systems on the market, the Bang & Olufsen Premium Surround Sound System with a fantastic amount of power. All fed through a newly refreshed version of BMW's iDrive system for 2013 that features better graphics and smoother function. And one of the neatest things too about the Bang & Olufsen units is they all have the little style nuance to their own. BMW vehicles, for instance, the mid-speaker mounted up in the middle rises out of the dash once you activate the radio. Side curtain airbags accented in leather-lined A-pillars, as well as grip handles, not to mention your hands-free Bluetooth microphone located on either side of the vehicle so all the passengers can be heard equally. Card holder in the visor, it's also wrapped in Alcantara, not to mention an auto-dimming rearview mirror with integrated garage home link. And the top stack here houses your SOS emergency roadside assistance, interior illumination as well as reading lamps, not to mention controls for your fully automatic sunroof. A little wind deflector will also pop up in front. Each Alpina also features the signature plaque located up in the headliner. Now the iDrive system really is quite simple to use once you get the hang of it. All control via the iDrive controller located in the center console, accented in chrome with all your system functions located around. Click up, down, left, and right, and push down for enter, and scrolling left and right to go between the different submenus. If you click the link at the bottom of this video in the annotation or in the description box below, I'll take you to a video of a 2013 760 Li with the identical iDrive system to show you a little bit more about how the nav and multimedia systems work. The vehicle also comes with an auto start stop feature, so when the vehicle is at a full stop and the system's activated, the engine will shut off momentarily to save a little bit of fuel until you're ready to go, where it'll instantaneously ignite and you're on your way. Lock and unlock located in the middle, as well as basic radio controls located amongst the in-dash CD player that you can use if you didn't want to actually go through the iDrive system. There's also a standard electronic automatic quad zone climate control that features fully independent temperature adjustments for both sides, as well as independent zone and fan speeds. 3-stage heated and ventilated seats on both sides, front and rear defrost, automatic recycling, and more. Small storage tray with a lighter and or power outlet, as well as 2 adjustable cup holders. The wood veneers carry on to the back seat with a padded leather center console. It's a modest amount of storage for a spot for an integrated telephone, 12-volt power outlet, as well as your USB and auxiliary inputs. In the center stack, you have an electronic parking brake with auto hold feature. When activated, it will automatically engage the parking brake when you put the vehicle in park. To the left of that are the controls for your activation of parking sensors, as well as the activation of your front split view camera. The 2 cameras are mounted in the bumpers and allow you to see a little bit more of a 360-degree view. It definitely helps when parking in tighter parking spaces, especially for such a big car. To the left of the gear housing is the BMW Active Dynamics controller right below your traction control settings. There's a few different modes: Sport, Sport Plus, Comfort, Comfort Plus, as well as Eco Pro modes. Respectively, you have your increased performance, and Sport Plus it actually reduces or disables the traction control. Everything shows up in the speedometer cluster depending on which mode you're in. Comfort, Comfort Plus, obviously the softer riding, as well as Eco Pro, gear in the car a little bit more for better fuel economy. In Eco Pro, you can take it one step further and control other various vehicle aspects from climate control, setting speed warnings, as well as a coasting feature to make sure you're maximizing the fuel economy for the vehicle. You can also configure Sport and Sport Plus modes if you wanted a little bit more fine-tuning of the things that you wanted affected. The signature blue Alpina gauges, as well as the Alpina inscription on the tachometer. Not to mention the BMW Efficient Dynamics system, which is a brake energy regeneration system that captures energy while the car is braking and uses it to power some of the vehicle's electronics. Across the steering wheel to the right, you have your radio, telephone, as well as hands-free voice commands. Help!
To obtain the voice commands of the displayed panel, say Voice Commands. To obtain general information on voice activation, say Help with voice activation. To obtain important short commands with examples, say...
Your cruise control and adaptive cruise settings are located to the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Below the headlight switch, you have the controls for your lane departure warning system, blind spot monitoring, as well as lane keep and assist and a night vision camera. When activated, it'll bring it up in the iDrive system so you can more easily see a clear view at night. There's also a heads-up display. When activated, beams up onto the windshield with vehicle speed as well as speed limit. Alrighty. We got shutter down, but leave the power on so I can demonstrate some of the backseat electronics. Just as you'd expect in a long wheelbase 7 Series, back seat room is absolutely enormous. The seats are also fully power adjustable with lumbar, heat, and cooling. The doors are also entirely wrapped out of leather. Memory settings for the seats, as well as an active massage function just as the front. Behind your power window switches are the different controls for the automatic sunshades for the driver's side, passenger side, and the rear. Just hit one, and they automatically rise. And same for the other side. Very neat. And the back seats are amazingly comfortable, pretty much limousine fashion. Nice and firm, yet very supportive. All of the power adjustments are located there, including power headrest adjustment. It'll rise up and down. I'll demonstrate the sliding with the other seat. Slid back out, you can adjust the back a little bit more. So you can kick back and relax. The nice thing about this B7 is that it features the optional rear seat entertainment package, composed of 2 LCD monitors that also house an integrated iDrive system just like you would find in the front. Satin chrome rings as well as high gloss black trim, the rear seat iDrive systems offer similar functionality as the front, with all of the same buttons and controller located in the middle, navigation, radio, and all of your multimedia data. Amongst the central controller you have volume buttons side to side, as well as screen buttons down below where you can select which screen, either the passenger side or the driver's side, that you're going to control with the wheel. Fold-out cup holders in the front, also accented in wood, with a padded center console and a good amount of storage, also lined in felt. Fold-away headrest in the middle for a third person, as well as a covered trunk pass-through. Not to mention Alcantara lined rear parcel shelf with all of your sunshades like you saw earlier, as well as side curtain airbags to the rear. Not to mention the Alcantara headliner and the leather accented across the sides, and also grip handles as well as coat hooks. Also in true limousine style fashion are vanity mirrors, as well as your rear illumination and reading lamps. Your climate control down below for the independent adjustment for the rear passengers, a part of the quad zone setup. Independent temperature adjustments, one-touch automatic, 3-stage heated and ventilated seats, 2 power outlets as well as a CD drive with headphone jacks. Check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Open up your full standard power liftgate and you'll find around 17.7 cubic feet of cargo space with some side storage pockets and the trunk pass-through for taller items. A roadside assistance kit is mounted on the trunk deck lid, and everything's also wrapped in nice soft plush carpet. All the same power adjustments in the passenger seat that you find on the driver's. Hideaway CD changer, and a modest glove box. Again, all wrapped in soft material and leather. The Alpina B7 is by far one of the most unique 7 Series out there. With prestigious power, ample luxury, and classic looks, it's definitely a showstopper in the full-size luxury sedan market. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2013 BMW Alpina B7. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.